Okay, so welcome back. As you can see, I've got the basic house structure built out of foam core. It was white before, and now it's black. Well, let's talk a little bit about that. I decided to give my foam core pieces go ahead and spray them with a black spray paint for the simple reason that I knew that black was going to be my base coat eventually, and I decided to go ahead and give them that base coat with a spray paint, because once these pieces are on here permanently and glued onto the board, spraying them with spray paint would not be an option because it would deteriorate and melt away the styrofoam base and it would be a big mess. So I wanted the convenience of spray paint, so I pre-sprayed these pieces before I put them on the board. Alright, so you'll notice that in addition to the house structure, which is now all primed in black, I've also got my wall pieces, simple 1-inch high pieces of foam core cut out, and just like with the joints in the house, I've pre-cut some joints in these as well, just leaving the paper on one side so I can glue my wall sections together. So I've basically got two piece wall sections that glue on either side of the house. One's going to go there, and the other one with a similar joint is going to go together and go over here. So what we get is the effect of kind of this fortified or enclosed area around this house on a hill with this nice slope that goes up through the ruined sections of the wall, which we'll detail later on. So before I glue all this down, I want to talk about the what I call the staggered stone effect on foam core. We are going to do this with masking tape. I usually do it with small thin pieces of cardboard or plastic card, which is another option. But today I'm going to show you a way to make staggered bricks on foam core walls with simple masking tape. So what you do is get on camera, so this is worth something to you. Let me just move all this out of the way for a second. Alright, so what you do is you put your masking tape on the edge of the table, as such. You want to cut about a third the width of the stone walls. They're about 1 inch high, and this tape's about 1 inch wide, so I'm just going to kind of cut about a third of this down. Alright, and cutting tape can be a little tricky, so just be patient and be willing to go in there several times. So I've got a strip. This is going to become blocks for a wall. Whatever length looks good to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a bunch of these blocks at once, and I'm just going to put these on the side of my desk here, my work desk, so I can just grab them in a second and decorate a wall piece. See, it is taped, so it's a little fiddly, but at the end of the day, you can cut those blocks out. Okay, and yeah, pretty easy. Right, so what's going to happen is we're going to take these stone blocks and we are going to place them on a piece of the foam core wall. We're also going to do the same thing around the house. Alright, it's going to be made of the same kind of stone material in theory. We're going to give it the same staggered stone effect. So if I just show you on a wall piece, the way this is going to work is we'll do this side first. I'm going to take one of these pieces of masking tape, and I'm going to put this one down at the bottom third of the wall. Okay. One of the other reasons I went ahead and primed this black is so you could see this step easier on the video, because this light-colored masking tape is clearly showing up against the black wall even nicer than if it was white. Right, I'm going to put one in the middle third, maybe over here. This is artistic here, so you got to just kind of decide what looks right to you and stagger these stones wherever you want. So right now, what's going to happen is, when we go to dry brushing this wall later, and I'm going to go over these in black too, to melt them in with the rest of the wall as far as paint scheme. But when we dry brush this wall later, these stones are going to kind of pop out a little bit. The masking tape stones are going to be almost as visible as they are now as far as the delineations around there, the little squares, so you'll be able to see that. And it gives the effect that this entire wall is made out of stone, even though we've just highlighted 2 or 3 on a section. Alright, we're going to do the same thing on the back here, this wall. Try to kind of randomize the pattern But you know what? I didn't get that on there very straight. So sometimes if you mess up a brick, it's lost its stick, it's done for, and you gotta start over. But here's a replacement. I'm gonna cut some more bricks. I'm going to do bricks on all 4 of my wall sections. Okay. And then once all my bricks are done on my 4 wall sections, and my bricks are done kind of around my house as well, I am going to be ready to glue the house down and these down as well. Alright, and so these become permanently affixed to the base, and then we'll talk about the next step from there. So let me go a little brick crazy here with my masking tape, and we'll look at that in just a second.